With the viewer, you can also go in and manage your material site improvement manager. That's going to be found on the corridors tab is one way to find it. It's the MSI manager, otherwise known as material site improvement manager. And what this allows you to do is come in and set up your material processing sites or materials, your material sets, as well as your materials and your site improvements. So depending on the template you start with, you may have no materials or site improvements, and you basically would right click on materials and create a new material category. Maybe this happens to be your paving category for your paving materials, and then you can create a new material under that where you can define how that material is going to be measured. So it can be, in this case, maybe by volume. Maybe you're putting in a silt fence or a guardrail, and that would be by length. Building areas or mulch areas could be defined by area, and then you can report like what the unit is: cubic yard, cubic foot, cubic inch. If it's length, it could be US foot, inch, yard, mile. So depending on how you want to measure this, and you can also use the supplemental measurement, as well as put a procurement cost in for what that material is going to be, and then even apply a color or a shading to it. Then once you have that and you have a material, you can create a site improvement. So maybe you're paving, you're also going to have gravel, and so I've got gravel and paving, and my site improvement might be parking lot. So if I put in a new improvement category called parking areas, I could then come in and say new improvement, and it could be paved parking, and that's going to be defined by area. You'll notice you can do a linear improvement as well as a linear with cross section. So like a curb and gutter, it would actually report out what your curb and gutter lengths as well as volume is going to be based off the cross sectional area. Or a count could be like how many fire hydrants, how many water valves. But when you define, like in this case, an area, you can tell it what the measurement unit is, what the installation cost is, and how you want it to be adjusted for a subgrade. And then down here you would set up your layers of material. So my first material might be parking or gravel. So I would pick that from the list here, paving being the top layer, and then what the thickness is. Maybe I got 3 inches of pavement, and then my gravel, maybe I got a subbase or gravel of maybe 6 inches. So that would be the site improvement that then would get applied to an area within your project, ideally for the takeoff functionality. But you could come in here and with the viewer set up your material site improvements for somebody who has a licensed version with the takeoff module.